This is Dave, and today's big hairy idea is on the power of sprints. So today was a really intense day in the Mason household because we're going back to America during the summer for about a week, and we want to finish the draft we're working on of our current book that Han and I are finishing. We want to finish it before we go so we can give it to people, have it be a beta edition of the book. We can get feedback by the time we get back in Israel in late August, early September. We get back down to writing. We've got all this feedback to work with. So we're doing a sprint to finish the book. And I'm writing, and Han is writing, and Arya Lev, he's done with school for this week. And last week he went camping, but this week he's like all set to dig in and do a whole edit of the book. And for a 14-year-old Jerusalem-born kid, he's a surprisingly great editor, and he plugged away today, and he got through about a quarter of the book, making comments on it. He's very fast, too. And so the three of us are working really intense on this book, working to finish off this draft before next week. And it's one of these things where when you've got this goal that you're going for, and whenever it's done, you tend to drag it out. If it takes a little longer, it takes a little longer. But when you're right there at the end and you're like, I've got to finish it by next week, and however good it is, that's it. It's going out the door. Good, lousy, in between, it doesn't matter. It is out of here next week, no matter what it is. Suddenly you've got finding all this extra energy to put in. Oh, I need to fix this. 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 And all three of us are sitting there writing like crazy, editing like crazy. I'm rewriting sections. Hannah's writing new sections. Ari is editing our current work. And it's just a lot of energy and a lot of buzz. It just makes me feel like, wow, having a sprint to the finish line, having a say, even if it's not the end of the book, it's just the end of the draft. But even so, it's a hard deadline. And we've got a ton of work to get done before then. And so we're chugging along. And that deadline just gives us so much energy to dedicate to the project. Knowing that we've got to hit that mark. And at that mark, that's it. It's done. Whatever's done is done. Whatever's not done is not done. It's fueling us. It's driving us. And it's fun. We're just actually enjoying it. We're just feeling energized and juiced to make this final sprint to that finish line. And so that's today's big hairy idea, is the power of sometimes giving yourself a deadline and saying, you know what, that's it. I'm doing it to this point. I'm just going to do an absolute sprint, and then it is over. One short little example of that I remember hearing years ago is the idea of, say your house is a mess and things are a disaster, and you just don't have the energy to pick yourself up and clean or do whatever. One thing we've done in our house, we read about somewhere else, but it has worked, and we said, okay, we're going to take our phones, we're going to put 5 minutes on the stopwatch. And from the time we hit go, we are going to clean like maniacs. And then when that 5 minutes expires, we stop. Doesn't matter what's done, doesn't matter what it is done. As soon as we hit go, find the biggest thing, the thing that can make the most impact to clean first, then go on to the next biggest thing and the next biggest thing. And it is crazy how a gigantic pile of mess disappears in 5 minutes flat when you've got three people going like maniacs on a stopwatch. And it's just another example of saying, okay, we're just going to do a sprint for this right now. 5 minutes, go like maniacs, whatever you can do. And it's like 5 minutes, the whole thing's clean. Like 90% of it. And then you go. Whatever's done is done. Whatever's not done is not done. But you sprint because you set this powerful deadline to hit something, and you just put all your fuel to hitting it. There's just so much energy. Like normally when we clean, we pick up a thing here, pick up a thing there. But 5 minutes, like for 5 minutes, we're just going to go, 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 go. And we sit 5 minutes, we sit go. And everyone's like, go, 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 go. And we've got all this power, all this juice, and we get done so incredibly much. So I want you to really stop and think, what is something you could sprint on? What is something that, wow, if you were just to put a timeline on there and say, I'm just going to go with everything I got for this very short period of time, what can you possibly accomplish?